How's it going, everybody? I'm back in Fallout 4. Today I'm going to be building another sub-suggested thing. So this is actually going to be like a raised like gardens type of thing. Dawg Breff is the person that suggested this to me. So uh, he suggests that I build some sort of like raised gardens because the grounds on this settlement are really like wonky. None of them are really flat at all to actually build like a flat garden on. So using the planting boxes and stuff, I'm going to be building a like garden area for this place. So uh, I wanted to build something interesting. I know that No Respawns has built something like this before, but I wanted to build something different than that. So mine's a little bit scrappier. I know that he used it in on both the castle and also on um, his Bunker Hill build. So I'm not trying to build like the same thing he is. It may seem similar. It's kind of hard to build something that much different when it's the same like general concept. But I try my hardest to not build the same stuff that he builds or that other people are building. But it is like the same general concept because it is just like a raised garden. And so uh, my idea for this was I wanted it to seem like it was really scrappy and like stuff like that. And so to kind of make it look a little more like defended, I add all of these cinder blocks. And so I figure out pretty soon that there's an easier way to do this with these cinder block pieces, and you'll see a lot of them later. I skipped the second set because these take a little while. But right here, I'm just pillar glitch the stack of three on top of the other, and you can see uh, I don't think it actually reaches like high enough to go up to where I wanted it to. And so, yeah, you can see I wanted it to go all the way to the top. I don't know why I messed with it for so long, but I put another stack of three and I just pick those up and I do the same thing again where I pillar glitch this up on top of that one. And since it is so much taller, I actually use this for the one corner that is on the lowest portion of the hill. And so I wanted each of these like corner pieces to be like covered by cinder blocks, and I didn't want to like glitch these in at all, like where they were clipping. So right here is just me actually pillar glitching these in so I can figure out the exact height that I need them to be because I don't want them to like clip through. I don't want them to be taller than the wood. I want them to be a little bit like lower or even. So right here now I'm just finding the exact angle and you can see it kind of blocks it up. And so right here, this is what I was referring to as the easier way to do this. I'm counting how many I need and it was 9 uh, up, and I just wanted to see how many were actually above the ground. And so this is a really easy way to stack these, just so you guys know. You get 2 of them. It doesn't work if you already have it stacked up on top of something like right there, because it would technically be stacking it on top of 4. Because for some reason with the cinder blocks, you can only stack up to 3 at a time on each other. But if you have 2, like already stacked, and you move those on top of a stack of 2, it doesn't count it doesn't count that third one, you know. So if you had a stack of 3 and you had another stack of 2, it wouldn't work. And so right here, I end up doing a little jump cut right here to after I finished the other corner. And so I'm just making sure that this looks normal. But then I start to do the next one, and I get out all the cinder blocks I need, and I place them on the other corner, as you can see right there. But I use the place anywhere glitch on these instead of the pillar glitch, just because I was being lazy. I easily could have used the rug glitch on this. You guys don't have to use the place anywhere glitch to do this, or not glitch, place anywhere tool to do this. The rug glitch works just fine. But right here, I'm actually just using the place anywhere tool to get it to be even with the side of the scaffolding frame. And then I just lowered it right here with the pillar glitch, and that ends up working perfectly fine, instead of doing what I did to begin with, where I moved it down with the place anywhere tool like twice before I actually moved it into the place that I needed it. And that's just so I don't lose the place anywhere tool in the ground whenever I place the uh, junk fence like backwards like that. I just don't want to lose the tool, so I'm not having like 15 tools just kind of in the ground at this settlement, because I mentioned in the previous episode of this settlement that I've already lost like 1,000 of these. It's stupid. And then this is an attempt to me making it a little bit scrappier, but I end up not doing that. And then I also try to raise it up a little bit because I wanted it to be a little bit raised, but I end up going against that and I just leave it where it is. And so now I'm just trying to figure out if I wanted to block off that side. And so I have two more corners that I'm gonna do, or not two more, but two more of these like cinder block stacks. Uh, I go to see if this is tall enough, even though I don't know why I thought it may be, but 6 should be, because the ground is a little bit lower over here, and I'm just trying to make these even. It doesn't have to be even, because them being a little bit wonky probably would look like probably better, just because uh, people are just trying to stack up cinder blocks. They're not trying to make like perfect 90-degree angles on everything all the time. But people still do have like OCD and stuff. It's not like that's gonna go away in an apocalypse, and also people aren't gonna just do whatever. They're not just gonna throw everything together all the time. Uh, Sometimes people are gonna try to make things that look nice. They're not gonna be worried about it if it doesn't. But I think that people would still try to build like nice looking things. And right here I just do the same thing. It's just me messing with this, trying to get this even so that it doesn't look like it's all wonky and gonna fall down. And I leave, I don't mess with them like too much, I don't think, after that. Yeah, that was the last one that I really tweaked with. But and you can see that when I pick them up this way, it actually only picks up the bottom one, so it sort of works like the rug glitch does, where everything on top of it is like picked up by that bottom one. And I like that a lot more than having to use the pillar glitch to move them up on top. And I actually end up leaving that side open. I thought about filling it in, uh, but I end up going against that. And so right here, couldn't figure out what I wanted to do for the other building. Thought about using those corner pieces, and then I decided that I would just use one of these walls. And the reason why is, in my mind, whenever I decided to use barn piece, it was just because, like it's a farming area. Of course, it's just a barn wall, but that was really just my mindset whenever I picked it. I was like, oh, it's supposed to be for farming and stuff. I'll use a barn wall rather than like the warehouse, even though the warehouse would probably look a little scrappier. It probably would have looked better, but I went with the barn piece. And I did the same thing on the corners. And I did this kind of as supports for the scaffolding, and like a little bit of a like protection of the scaffolding, because scaffolding is just this little small pole, and someone could probably easily like knock it down, especially if it's got stuff up on top of it. But a majority of this build, like past this building portion, so this is only like a 15-minute video. Like my last video was only like 11 minutes, so these are really simple builds, and they're probably going to be some of my last in the settlement. There's not a whole lot more that I really want to do here at Coastal Cottage. If you guys have any ideas or anything, let me know. I don't mind working on more stuff here. it's not like I don't enjoy the settlement, but I really don't think that there's a whole lot more to be done here. I really think that I've really done everything that I really want to, at least. I think that it's done for the most part, because it wasn't meant to be a huge settlement, and I think that I'm just going to move on. If there's anything that you guys think that I should add, let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'll just see what I can do before I do move on. And yeah, I use a lot of like makeshift furniture in this. So there's a mod that I downloaded recently called Makeshift Furniture. I'm probably gonna do a mod review on it and another mod, just because they're both essentially the same thing, and one even mentions the other one in the comment or in the description of that mod. So uh, I'm gonna show you guys a mod soon of a mod that I really think is really good. It really looks cool, and I uh, I haven't seen anybody really use it, and I think that it deserves some props. It deserves to be shown off a little bit because it's worthy of like appreciation like that because it's a good mod. And just like the other building, I'm going to use these junk fences a little bit. And I'm going to cover up this side, but I end up using a different junk fence. I don't use the same one all the way around. I end up using like the corner junk fence wall, you know? That is at like a 90-degree angle. And I do have trouble with this, actually. I go to place it, and I place that, and I can't actually pick up that place anywhere tool. And it's really frustrating. I sit here and mess with it, and I eventually get the angle right. But there, it finally works. And so this right here is probably one of the more frustrating parts of this, is I'm sitting here messing with this for like a good minute. I'm just trying to get it to where nothing is clipping through. I don't have any trouble getting like up and down the stairs, and nothing's really like clipping too much, you know. Probably could have put it a little bit lower. I was trying to also make it even with those cinder blocks on that right side, and so I thought that this was good, and you'll see what I mean whenever I try to walk up these stairs. I get stuck, and I can't actually get up those stairs, and that's whenever I realize it, is right after I stop trying to move it. And so I just moved the place anywhere tool back, and it won't actually pick up the wall. I end up having to move the wall back out and do the same thing again, which is really frustrating. But this time I know at least not to move the place anywhere tool too close to that corner. And then also, I had also done I had made a mistake and I put it underground, but at least it let me pick it back up that time. And so I probably could have placed this a little bit lower, but I was just trying to make it block off most of that inside. I just wanted these towers to look supported and stuff. You could also use these towers easily, like the same build as like a defense tower, because I honestly thought about that like while I was building it, and I thought about connecting them like this, but I couldn't get underneath it, and I wanted to be able to walk through the middle of them. But we're just finishing this up now, and it's just some pretty simple stuff from here on out. It's just really just placing railings and stuff on, and I use these shack balcony railings from USO. You can see it kind of does clip through, but I don't mind it that much. It doesn't look. But the tour's coming up here in a second after I place a couple of these walls on. It's a really simple build. Like I said, a lot of like makeshift furniture and stuff like that. And you can see right here, I really like the way that these looked after I placed all the decorations and stuff in the planter boxes. But really simple, really scrappy, and I make use of that little area underneath the right like tower as a storage area, and you'll see what I mean here in a second. It looks really scrappy. I really like this build. But let me know what you guys think of this build, and let me know if there's anything else that you guys like to see here at Coastal Cottage before I do move on. I've done a bunker. I've rebuilt the house the best that I could, or the way that I'd like it. Done some defenses, gardens, uh, built like a survival shack in the garage. Did did the bunker. I may have mentioned that already, but I've done all sorts of stuff in the settlement, and I think it's just time for me to move on. I'm not really like lost for ideas or anything. I could probably come up with more things. I think that there's not a whole lot more that I should build here. I'm not having any issues with the frame rate. Just I think that I could probably move on now. But if there's anything that you guys want to see here, because both of the last two videos I've done have been like you guys' suggestions, and they've worked out fine. I've built, I thought, pretty interesting structures out of both of them. Uh, so I don't mind taking ideas from you guys, taking suggestions from you guys, and showing them off in the game, what I could do. But let me know what you guys think of this build. Let me know if there's anything else that you'd like me to try building here. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Check out some of my other videos while you are here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.